In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, so be it. We know the gospel well, the strength to attend Mass, Sunday after Sunday, and that's why, you see, it comes back. That the year of the Lord is 1 year, and then we start again, so that after a while we are already used to it. We say, okay, yes, we have the gospel, yes, okay, that's it. It allows us to get used to it, to retain it. But if it changes all the time, how are we going to retain it? And you see a big difference with the monies that have changed everything. They don't make a cycle of 1 year anymore, they make a cycle of 3 years. They call it year A, year B, and year C. And then they start again. Why do they change? Why do they go from a cycle of 1 year to a cycle of 3 years, especially in the year of the Lord? The cycle of 1 year is a natural cycle. We find it everywhere. The year of the Lord is 1 year. The year of the Lord is 1 year. It's a cycle that we find everywhere that is natural. They abandon what is natural to do something totally artificial, which is a cycle of 3 years. Where did you see that? Completely artificial, not at all natural. Why do they change? We look at this natural cycle, which dates from centuries and centuries. It has always been like that in the Holy Church. Even when you see the Old Testament, it is the natural cycle of 1 year. So for centuries and centuries, it has been like that. And then they play a good game in the 1960s. No, it's not good anymore. No, we change. We do 3 years. The church doesn't belong to them. It's not them who invented it. You can't play a good game and then say, we balance everything, and then we do something else. So this prognosis allows us to retain and get used to it. We talked about the breviary, the prayer of the priest. These are the Psalms, the 150 Psalms, which are recited in the week. And then you see that the priest, over time, after a year, 2 years, 3 years, imagine 25 years, he is already used to it. Because every year it's the same thing that comes back, the same thing that comes back, the same thing that comes back. He is already used to it, etc. And a week is also a natural cycle. When God created it, it was a week. So you see, the Holy Church respects the nature that God created. The Church comes from God. Nature also comes from God. So we respect. A 3-year cycle, where does it come from? It's like this, that we have this gospel. We call it the gospel of the Holy Spirit, with gospel. In this gospel, which we call the gospel of transfiguration, when Jesus is transfigured before his apostles. So you see, among all the disciples of Jesus, some were his apostles. So there is a whole group of his disciples. And in this group, he will take the apostles, those he will call apostles. A number of 12. And in these 12, you see, he takes only 3, Peter, James, and John, to do the transfiguration. So he will not be transfigured before everyone, in front of all his disciples, all his apostles. He says, no, only 3. And you have always said that Jesus became a man to show us the example, to show us how to do it, to give us the strength to do like him. You see, there are several faithful, but all of them do not have the same role. Some serve, some sing, some do other things, some are closer than others. It's here. God shows it to us. That's how God does it. You see, there are some who are our fathers, some who are our mothers, some who are our brothers, some who are our sisters, who are our children, etc., etc. Each has his role that the good God gives him. And it is also like that in this project of the 25 years of St. Sardis, each has his role. Each will also have his role. Each will do what he can do. And it also has to do with the community. As I said, the priest has his role. But the faithful, you also have your role. Each has his role. That's why often I speak against this selfishness that we have in our children, that they do not think of the role they must play for others. That's what we say. It's like a team. We play together. We do not play for ourselves alone. We play for everyone. There are those who are goalkeepers. It's not him who scores. But if there are no goalkeepers, you can score as much as you want. You will win. And then there are those who are on the field. And then there are those who are off the field. There are coaches. But there must also be referees. If there are no referees, how am I going to play? That's it. Each has his role. Those who are disciples. Those who are apostles. And then there are only 3 who are taken. So let's be careful. Sometimes we see it as an injustice. But we cannot be the same with everyone. It's like in a family. I will not say that everyone gets along, but everyone does not talk to each other easily. Everyone is not close to everyone. In the family, there are those who are closer to each other. It does not mean that they are angry with those who are not close to each other. But that's how it is. There are affinities. Even in the family, between brothers and sisters, there are affinities. The two are always together. Since they were little, they have always been like that. There are affinities. It can happen with someone in the family. They may not have affinities, but it will be someone, a friend, a stranger. Affinities like that are created. It's completely normal. And we must not be surprised. There is no need to be jealous. There is no need to fight it. It's completely normal. It's what Jesus shows us. He has disciples. But he takes only 12 to make apostles. And out of the 12, he takes only 3. To tell them, well, that's it. And we know that out of the 12, there is only one who is the leader. He may not be proud of that. So he took them to the church, etc. They escaped, etc. And I will finish with the conclusion. As we descend from the mountain, that is a good climb. You see, if we want to see God as he is, to understand God, we have to make efforts to rise, the elevation, the famous elevation, contemplation. So we are staying down in the plain there. Yeah, well, the summit of the mountain is far away, so we can't see well. We won't see God well. We will have a hard time understanding what God is doing because we are still down there. You have to climb, so it requires effort. Unfortunately, in Gabon, we don't really have a lot of mountains. In the seminar, for example, in Switzerland, it's mountainous. But when you say you have to climb the mountain, it's really an effort. It takes time, you get tired, and everything. Sometimes you have to leave very early, because climbing the mountain takes time. It takes hours to climb. Sometimes it will be covered, not covered, etc. It can be very beautiful. You don't have any clouds down there. And then when you climb, you will find the clouds before you know it. It can be very fast. You climb, there are no clouds, and then after 15 minutes, the clouds arrive. Sometimes in the rain, it can be cold, because the more you climb, the colder it gets. So you have to climb, you have to make efforts to get closer to God and understand him and see him. That's what it means here. You have to go back down to earth. You have to go back down. You can't be all the time in the mountains for a week. You have to go back down to find things on earth. Jesus said to them, Jesus gave them 7 hours to speak to no one about this vision before the Son of Man came down from the dead. I have a message for you. 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 Jesus said to them, you see, this transfiguration is extraordinary. He doesn't agorage it to everybody. He doesn't do it to people who disapprove it, or to the apostles. He takes only 3. 3. Then he beheld the Eli, and on his return to earth, he didn't tell the others. He didn't tell the others. I said, what happened? He said, don't tell. Wait for my resurrection. Don't say anything. Wait for my resurrection. Be vigilant about this. We all have qualities. We all have done extraordinary things. We don't rush to talk about it. We don't rush to advertise. You saw what I said. All these pastors, the night of the carnage, the night of I don't know what, you're going to see the miracles, if you're sick, all that, come and all that. They read the Bible. What are the scriptures they read? That's it. Jesus said, don't tell anyone, even to your close ones, that I chose. Apostles like you, the 8, the 9 that you're waiting for, down there you don't have to tell them. But they do the advertising. They read the gospel. So it's also a lesson for us. We have our qualities. We have our successes. You don't have to spread it. You don't have to talk about it if it's not necessary. If it's necessary, we'll talk about it. And it's going to be seen that we're talking about it because we don't have a choice. We have to talk about it. Otherwise, we act as if nothing had happened, as if we hadn't accomplished anything, as if we didn't have extraordinary qualities. That's it. That's it. There are people who will come and provoke us, tell us that we're not worth anything, etc., etc. People who know very well that they don't even have a clue because they don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it? No, not necessarily. Is it necessary? No, not necessarily. Let them talk about it. One day, it will be necessary. They will say, oh, well, I didn't know that. Well, yes. We must not neglect others. We ourselves do not neglect others. Each has his qualities. Extraordinary qualities. Extraordinary things that each has been able to do. So let us be in this humility. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, so be it.